Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Folia Dura podcast. So, today we're actually just going to be talking about some lifestyle changes that we are planning to take or that we've already started because enough is enough. So, with that, I actually just wanted to give a quick little update because I haven't talked to Cisco in a bit. I'm like, in a bit. We were totally partying together on the
You
weekend,
know,
but
Liberty
Friday and
Tuesday.
Saturday. But 2 days is a long time. I'm just gonna say that in our lives. Um, so today I did something crazy. I actually signed up for a gym membership and I went to the gym with my daughter. I have not been in a gym for many, many years. Like I'm gonna say probably about um 17, 18 years ago. Yeah, it's been a very, very long time. That's not to say that I didn't make changes in between that and had weight loss and all of that. But I just haven't worked out in so long, so I am pretty sore. My daughter was pretty much my trainer, which was pretty awesome because she already had her workouts like pre-planned. She knew what she was gonna do, so I did the exact same thing that she was doing. Um, so I'm a little excited about I shouldn't say a little. I'm excited. I just hope that I'm able to keep up and stick with it.
Yeah.
Because I definitely do need to make some changes, for my health most of all. Secondly, who doesn't want to look and feel great, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, last night I stayed up and I came across this. I'm assuming she's an influencer. I came across her page. 62 years old, has a 30-year-old body,
Oh my
banging body. She put my ass to shame, and she's active. So I guess in her 30s or when she was a little younger, she was actually a bodybuilder. But literally watching this lady in some of her videos, I was like, this girl's literally putting me to
And I think I have the body of a 62-year-old.
shame. So seeing her work out with her daughter who's in her 30s, I was like, damn, I definitely need to make a change. I said that, and then today my daughter asked me, Mom, can you take me to the gym? Because she has a gym partner, and her friend unfortunately is busy right now, so she couldn't go with her. And them two girls, they usually just go and work out together, but she wasn't gonna make it. And my daughter, she wants to stay active, which
Yeah.
I'm all for, and I don't want to discourage her because, let's be honest, once we start something, we stop. It starts becoming a habit, and then
Yeah.
we don't get back to it. I've been there. So I said, yeah, I'll go. And I was originally planning to sit there. They have like some tables there at the gym. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to ask if they'll let me walk on the treadmill without a membership. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But then I sat there and I was like, you know what? No, like, fuck this. I need to do something. So I canceled, or I froze my daughter's account, and then I added mine because I have a guest card as well.
Hmm.
So I was like, why are we going to be paying for two separate memberships? Might
Yeah.
as well just pay for mine, and it pays for mine and hers. So that's what I did today. So I'm super, super excited. I'm very, very sore. Tomorrow's going to be worse for me. I know that. But we're planning to continue this, and I'm excited because I know my daughter's pretty much my motivator right now.
That's great.
And I want her to keep a healthy lifestyle. She's my only girl, and let's be honest, for us women, it's a lot harder than it is for men to stay fit, to stay active. Men just naturally have this like
Testosterone.
energy and that we don't have. So yeah, I will say like the endorphins kicked in right away after my workout. Felt really good. I got a hydro massage. It was all worth it. It was
That's good.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
excited.
I did. So this is one of my lifestyle changes in it. At first, it might seem like it's not for the better, but let me tell you this. So I did have a Planet Fitness membership, that same one, the black card.
Mhm.
But I decided to cancel it because I knew that right now I'm at a place where I don't necessarily feel like going to the gym.
Mhm.
Not that I don't want to work out. I do stay active as I can. Um, I go to the park to walk instead, by
Hike.
my house. I've been hiking with my mother because my mother has been just asking me to get out. She
She's a
heard her.
crackhead for hiking.
She's a crackhead for hiking. And
She's an
lately she's
addict.
been obviously wanting to get back to hiking since she was out of it for a little while. She had messed up her ankle real
She
bad.
tore some
She
tendons
tore a ligament,
or ligaments,
and
something.
almost tore another ligament, but luckily the other ligament didn't tear. She's finally healed up. She got cleared today to go back to work
Ooh,
full time, and she
she's
got cleared to take
excited.
more hikes. Yeah, she's really excited.
She's a busy bee.
Yep, she's
She
really
cannot
active.
be sitting. She's a busy bee in
Yep.
every way. I'm just kidding.
She's very active, and
Yes.
I thought, this time of my life, I want to try that out, especially because, I've been feeling a little down on myself lately, and I
Me
just
too.
want to change it up. With
Yeah.
that, we did a whole spring cleaning of my house. We even picked up the this. It's a very heavy couch. Okay, before you guys are like, I haven't picked up your couch. It's a very heavy couch. We've figured out how to pick it up and clean under there, like detail clean. I mean, um,
You should totally come to my house and help me.
fuck
You're still
that.
feeling like spring cleaning.
No, I'm over it. My house was enough, and my house is like a shed compared to yours right now. But and so I cleaned my room. My brother ended up cleaning his room fully detailed, moved stuff around, cleaned up his room too. My mom ended up cleaning up her room fully detailed. So we just had a spring cleaning sesh over the last 5 days.
Awesome.
I went hiking with my mother. Granted, this one was an easier hike than we've done before, but it was something. I was still terrified. I don't like danger from. I'm starting to learn insects, not like big animals. I feel like I can be like Leonardo DiCaprio and like attack a bear or a mountain lion or something. But what I don't like the thought of is snakes, spiders, especially here in El Paso because I don't know what kind of spiders they are, and bees because bees are in the desert, and if they smell water or sense water, they're gonna go after it because
And
they're
you don't know you're
thirsty.
allergic until it's probably too late.
Yeah, and I have a phobia of bees, so that's not new. But yeah, so we went on the hike. It was still a little scary because of that, and we're in between like this. We're in between a mountain, pretty much. It's like a little path between a mountain. It's very narrow, and my mother is very claustrophobic. So she was worried about that. I was worried about spiders coming out the damn walls or snakes hiding in the crevices of the wall or something coming out or falling in between the fucking mountain. Okay. That's what I was worried about. And there was like poop places. So obviously there was bigger animals there at some point. Right. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I'm doing hiking. So I ended up canceling the membership because I feel more comfortable doing these type of hikes, these walks out in nature rather than going to the gym. That's just my style. I don't like being around people. That's no secret either. Obviously, unless it's at a bar because everyone's drunk anyway. So like, what's the like? I don't know why I would have to be socially not scared. Just don't like being social without alcohol. Anyways,
Very true.
so that's one lifestyle change I made. I canceled my gym membership, so I'm not wasting
Yeah, it's
money on a
additional
membership
money.
that I
Yeah.
know I'm not going to use anytime
Yep.
soon. And if I feel like going as a guest with someone, probably just do that. Might hitchhike on your membership. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly. Because she's gonna still have hers. They just froze it so it can reactivate at any point.
yeah.
So that's fine. I was thinking about that too, and I thought, I might post this go along if it feels like it, and let her have her gym partner. We're each other's
Yeah.
gym partner. Who knows?
Unless there's a lot of people. I would avoid the gym if there was like a lot of people because sometimes here in El Paso,
There actually wasn't, not where we live.
yeah.
Um, and also, my daughter was saying that she wants to hike, and I told her, oh, we definitely need to join
Mm-hmm.
Cisco's mom. We need to just do it. Like, I'm down, and I told her, um,
I already say found hiking boots.
I was like,
I'm gonna
I'll
use.
go if you go. And even to the hot springs, she's curious about that. I've never been, but she was like, I really want to do that, and I said, okay, well, we need to take a girls trip down there.
Mm-hmm.
So Cisco and the girls.
I have like the hot springs is a great idea, right? Like the thought of it's
Hmm.
cool, but I'm also thinking it's summer. I don't want to feel like a boligas in the,
Yeah. No, I was thinking that too. So I was thinking more towards the fall, winter-ish
but it helps
time.
because the minerals in the water and the hot springs it helps your body in multiple ways.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you because I don't know, but this is just what I've heard. Is
They're
that it helps your
natural
body?
hot
Yeah,
springs.
they're
They're
natural hot
natural hot
springs
springs.
in Las Cruces, which is where my mother usually goes in Las Cruces, New Mexico. There's some natural hot springs, and um, they utilize that for business. So
I
they
don't
have
know, but I like being
hotels.
burned, so I
Yeah,
might just go.
they have hotels or like little resorts that you can go in, pay like a fee of however much, and then you get to use the hot springs. there are certain little hotels that more like motels, but they call them hotels because
Mhm.
it's Las Cruces. I don't know how else to say that. It's Las Cruces, but they're called hotels. They look more like motels, and in your room they have your own hot springs tub because it's built right over the
Oh my
natural
god,
hot
that's so
springs.
awesome.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Sounds relaxing.
So if you're down, I'm down. Um,
Yeah.
Obviously another lifestyle change that I've been making is my diet. I've been sticking to somewhat of a healthy diet. Do I slip up a little bit here and there? Yes, I do. Not gonna lie about that.
But
I'm
you're
only
still
human,
better.
but I'm still eating better and doing better than I used to eat.
Yeah, I was about to say you're
Um,
better where you're at now versus where you used to be.
yeah,
So that's
and
all
right
that
now I'm
counts.
gonna kind of merge my current diet with a new one to lower my cholesterol because my cholesterol is a little high. So I'm gonna start making that change, and hopefully it all gets better from there. My doctor complimented me, said I lost weight. That's the first time I ever heard that from a doctor.
Awesome.
Uh, and I said that I'm doing good, just to stick to what I'm doing, and also just try to avoid some things to lower my cholesterol. So I'm gonna do that. I have been feeling a lot better health wise. Now I don't breathe hard every time I move. Um, my double chin's not choking me to death. Um, and I dream about someone strangling me. It's just my double chin anymore. So that doesn't happen. Now I get to breathe,
Oh my god.
and I'm not sweating as much.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
don't know if that's good, but like, yeah, I get what you mean because usually,
because
like,
before I
when
used to
we're,
sweat for
yeah, exactly. I was
everything,
gonna say when you easily tire, you just sweat for every damn movement that you do.
what I am
Yeah.
trying to get over right now is my anxiety attacks. Apparently that I'm having while going to get my haircut. I don't know why that's happening, but yeah,
What? When you're
yeah.
getting your hair cut?
Yeah, so I
How
noticed that I started
come?
getting like hot flashes and started sweating a lot when I would go get my haircuts.
Hmm.
Like I just started sweating, and then I would get embarrassed and then sweat even more while being in the seat of the haircut place. And then I realized I put two and two together. They're anxiety attacks. I don't know why or what's triggering it, or maybe it's just I'm having a hard time getting back into being around people.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, well, I've been dealing with anxiety attacks, but I've actually felt better since the last time that I mentioned them. I have felt a lot better. I too have made some changes to my diet, um, just very recently, literally like a few days. But my diet pretty much consists of organic. I try to stick to organic, although it's very, very pricey.
Mhm.
I try my best to stick to it, and then of course, obviously, the lean proteins, the veggies. Um, I'm not big on rice. I'm not a rice eater, although I look like a rice eater. I'm not. But since my kids like rice, I still make them organic rice and I let them eat it. And I just double up on my veggies.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm just not. I don't know. I'm not really a like starchy person. I don't really like potatoes
I mean,
and
try eating cauliflower
stuff
rice. You're
like
making our
that.
ancestors mad. I can feel
Yeah,
it.
I have, but it's still to me like rice.
Mushu's calling me right now, and he's saying,
I'd,
"Go, you better eat your rice."
I would rather just eat veggies and like some type of protein. Like I'm completely
Well,
fine with that.
cauliflower is a veggie. It's
Yeah,
just
I just
diced like rice.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's in my head that I'm like it's rice. I know it doesn't taste like rice, but I'm kind of
Yeah,
awkward like that. And I think I've become a little picky on my veggies. So I
and
don't
I
know, but
do like rice, but now I can't eat rice because it's a carb, and also it will raise your cholesterol. It's not good for your cholesterol.
so
Well,
today is
I lie. There's certain rice that's not bad for your cholesterol, but I can't eat it because of the carbs.
I was gonna say so today's Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I want us to do like a little weigh in and share how much pounds or inches we've lost. Just an update on like how we've been feeling a week from today.
Is
Because
that a new
obviously this is
segment?
something new. It's exciting. So the last time that I was actually on an actual, I know we don't, no one likes to use the word diet, but Cisco and I did have a couple of years ago. We actually did this nutrition program, I guess I'll call it, and it worked absolutely amazing. If you all are curious to know what it is, it's actually called Optavia. I will say that they are a little pricey, but it's totally worth it. I'm gonna tell you right now. Unfortunately, in my situation at the moment, my financial situation, I can't afford that just at this moment. So
Mhm.
that's why I said let me start with these changes first, and maybe I might hop back on the
Yeah.
Optavia wagon because it did work. I started, I believe it was July of 2020. It was during the pandemic time,
Yep.
and I started just because, like, it wasn't because I was excessively overweight or anything. Because I actually had just had my fifth child in 2019, um, and I was actually
Yeah.
pretty good weight. I was breastfeeding, so I wasn't overweight or anything. But I will tell you, during the pandemic, my sleep routine was absolutely horrible. It was backwards. My kids and I were staying up until like 7 o'clock in the morning and then sleeping the whole entire damn day, and it was just bad. Like that was just not normal. That was like it just. I think a lot of people were out of whack during that time during
Oh,
the
for sure.
pandemic
Yeah.
because there was nothing else to do. You had to stay in your damn house, and so we didn't really have much to do, and we were living in an apartment at that time,
Yeah.
so we were swimming a lot though, which is good. And I just decided, my cousin introduced it, and I said, fuck it, why not? Sure, why not? I'll fucking give it a try. And lo and behold, I dropped so much weight. But more so, I think I dropped more inches than weight.
Yeah.
And I never felt that good in so many years since I was a teen. And
Yeah.
mind you, I think I was about 19, or no, I think it was, yeah, I think I was about 19 the very last time I ever worked out in the gym. And that's when I was like gymming all the time. My sisters and I were really into the gym, into eating pretty good. And I hadn't felt that healthy since then. So it was a big change for me, but it was awesome. And then Cisco, I started talking to him about it, and he was like, you know what, fuck it, and he did it, and it was
Yeah.
great.
I
Because at the
lost.
time we were like the best shape
Yeah,
ever,
I lost a lot of
honestly,
weight, lost a lot of inches at that time.
and fairly quickly too.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
quickly. I think within a month I had lost 20 pounds.
yeah,
So that was pretty cool.
yeah.
I had never seen that before because I never really tried up
And
until
it's
that point.
healthy. It's not starving yourself or anything
Yeah,
like that.
right.
It's healthy.
Basically, you actually eat more times a day
Yeah.
than you would in your regular day, right? Because regularly people eat 3 meals a day. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This
Hmm.
time you would eat 5 times a day, right? Well,
Yeah, and
I
so what
say
it
eat,
is,
but it's like
but
a
they're protein snacks that they
right.
actually provide in your kit.
Yep.
So that also is very
Yeah.
convenient
So whether it's a protein bar
because you don't have to go
or
grocery
like a
shopping and
certain
do all that.
or
It's
a
already
certain
there for
mixture of
you.
like pasta,
Yeah.
mashed
There's
potatoes.
a bunch of
I
different
don't know where
things.
that
There's
accent came from.
there's protein bars, there's shakes. Um
Chips.
there's so many different options for you. But it's about the convenience too. Like,
Right.
I'm going to be honest, sometimes I wasn't, I was pretty lazy, and sometimes I think a lot of us go through that, especially when we're overworked. We just grab whatever's nearby. Like if there's a bag of chips, we're gonna grab it and stuff it because we're hungry. We're
Hmm.
not gonna make the best decision, for our health at that point in time. So this was super awesome. It was reach in the box, grab whatever fueling you want to grab, and then it's up to you if you want to have your one actual homemade meal or store bought meal that's healthy. Um, you can do it either breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I'm big on dinner because I like to sit at the table with my children and have dinner. Obviously their lunches, they would be at school, so I wouldn't have lunch with my kids. And breakfast, I mean, I'm a late eater, so I wouldn't have breakfast with my kids either way. So I would do dinner. So I would do I would actually do four of the protein snacks, have my healthy meal for dinner, and then 2 hours, between 2 to 3 hours after that, I would eat my last protein snack. And they also have desserts too, which they're freaking awesome. They're delicious. So I highly recommend that if you all are able to, you guys
Yeah.
have the financial means, by all means look into it. If you all need a coach to talk to, hit me up. My cousin is still a coach. She can get you started. It doesn't matter, you all can just do the phone calls. She does not have to be local to where you live, but I highly recommend that program. It worked for
Yeah.
us. It was really amazing.
Yeah. And at first, the price seems a little steep, but when you look at
You need to bite it.
how much
Yeah.
you spend a month on groceries,
Or even eating
even
out
yeah,
or
or eating
Starbucks.
out just for yourself, I promise you, it does come out to less in a
Yeah.
month. And this is not sponsored. We're not
Yeah, we're not getting paid for this.
we're not getting
We're
paid for
just
this to tell you
sharing.
about it, but
Yeah.
we
Sharing our
want to tell you because
experience.
it is something that worked for us. That was
Yeah.
it was a little different than what you usually see. It's a little different than
Yeah.
sorry Herbalife. It's a little different than Herbalife.
Yeah.
Um,
And I like Herbalife too. I like their products,
yeah,
but it just didn't work. Like,
it didn't work for me.
it's not that it didn't work for me. Like, I wouldn't know because just, I guess, their what is it, like, their routine, or their, like, the way that you're supposed to abide by, like, you know what I mean, like their, I don't
Yeah.
want to say policy, but their program. It just wasn't feasible for me. Like,
Yeah.
that wasn't something that I could do because I couldn't always have a blender to make a shake.
Right.
Sometimes I was always on the
And
go. My
sometimes
son was in
that's a little
sports.
high effort too.
Yeah, we were constantly on the road because my son was in
Mhm.
sports. So we were hardly ever home, and it just really didn't work for me. I was like, damn, I can't carry a fucking blender with me.
Yeah.
I mean, now they make these shaker blenders and all
Yeah.
this
And there's
shit.
nothing wrong with low effort because, like you said,
Yeah.
sometimes a lot of us are busy with
Hmm.
shit that we do, and if you have time for it, I mean, check it out.
And it
But
does work because my sisters have used
yeah,
that, and it worked for them. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a point in time where we too,
we're doing it.
just
Yeah,
to maintain our weight, we were doing
yeah, we're using that.
Herbalife. And I love their collagen, their teas,
Hmm.
fucking delicious, amazing, and they
Their
work.
their teas are good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're super
they
good.
work good. They
There's so
taste
many
good.
different ways that you can like make these shakes now. Back in the day when they were
It was
fairly
just
like
pretty
up and
basic.
running, it was
Yeah.
basic. And now they have all this like fancy
Flavors
shit,
and stuff like that.
and it's really good. And they have actual shops where you can go in and pick up
Yeah,
a shake. But again, it just depends where you're at
yeah. I think
and
I
if they're
mean
accessible.
times have changed, so
Yeah,
Herbalife is probably doing a lot better than
I'm
they
sure.
used to be doing.
Yeah.
But um,
But for us, we're just sharing the product that
yeah,
works
we're just
for
saying the
us
product that worked for
specifically.
us at a quicker rate
Yes,
in our
that too.
eyes, and it was a little bit more convenient.
And we didn't even work out.
Yeah, we didn't work
We
out.
didn't
We
even work
just kind
out.
of
We were just
dropped
walking.
weight.
Like, and we're not saying walking like every evening we were taking a walk. No, we were just like out and about because we had the energy, the
Yeah,
natural energy.
we were literally now. I don't have as much energy as we did at that time.
Yeah, no,
We would
I
want to go to the
know.
mall every day to walk
And
around the
walk.
mall,
Just
or to
we were all
go,
over the place,
yeah,
everywhere.
everywhere.
Now we're more homebodies than anything, but hopefully now that we start feeling good, maybe we'll get out there a little more. Hopefully, because I do want a little bit. I want to be a little more active now,
Yeah,
especially because like I'm getting older. I don't want to like be stiff and stuck. And I will tell you, my lower back was killing me earlier today after I worked out. But I'm just gonna have to push through, and it's it's just a little phase, where you gotta just keep pushing through, and it's gonna get better.
yep, and just making it a priority. I think
Yeah.
we have to make it a priority, and it's just as important as other things in our life going on
Mhm.
right now, and we have to treat it like that. Because if
Yeah.
we don't treat it like that, then it's gonna fall to the back burner.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know, this takes priority over our health. When in reality, it really doesn't.
No.
It's our health,
Yeah.
and
For
it
sure.
our health is really important. Um,
Absolutely.
and just how you feel once you get your health in check is way better.
Yeah.
I just feel like even now I'm not gonna say I'm to the point where I'm at 100% with my health, but I am feeling better than I was even like a month or two ago.
Me too.
I have more energy than I had, um, and that's a really big thing for me because I know I'm unhealthy when I'm experiencing extreme fatigue.
Mhm.
Um, I remember when I was at my worst with my health, I was constantly falling asleep, um, like during the day,
Yeah.
and while I was trying to keep my eyes open, and I slept all eight
And
hours.
it really does reduce
Yeah,
stress.
and it
It
made me
really
feel
does.
weak, and like I said, even when I like moved, like if I got up to go to the kitchen or if I got up to go to the restroom,
Struggle.
I get back, and I'm like,
Winded. Yeah.
and I'm like, Jesus
That was
Christ.
me going up and down my stairs. I would get winded, dizzy, fucking want to pass out, and I was like, "Oh my god, I
Yeah,
can't breathe."
and that's how that's when you're like, okay,
Your body's talking to you, honey.
your body's telling you, bitch.
Listen to your body. If you all are feeling any of the symptoms that we're telling you,
It's
me
time,
specifically,
sweetheart.
I had really bad circulation in one of my legs. I would feel the tingling, the tightness, the swelling, pain. I mean, my feet and my ankles were
Hmm.
swelling so bad, um, that they wanted to do this procedure on me, and just changing just a little bit, getting a little more active by just walking on my little portable treadmill for 30 minutes,
Yep.
literally avoided me from having that damn procedure done, where they had to like close off one of my veins and
Yeah.
all sorts of shit like that. Literally, I was saved from that.
Yeah.
So
Back pain.
seriously,
My back pain is not as bad. Sometimes I just sleep wrong and I get my back pain.
well,
Prone
I'll
to that.
tell you, when I
But
was in Optavia, so I think I just suffer normally from chronic back pain, from lower chronic back pain, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, let's be honest. I've had 5 kids. I'm pretty sure that has a lot to do with it. But also, I mean, aside from my herniated disc that I just recently got 2 years ago from a car accident, um, But when I was on Optavia at that time, my back pain was completely gone. And I really think that the weight had, like, it contributed to the pain. It was a little bit more excess weight, and I'm, like I've said, I know this sounds funny, but I'm heavy bottomed. Like, I feel like I'm heavier on my bottom, like my lower bottom of my body, than I am
Hmm.
my upper. So yeah, carrying like weight, and then my like I'm short, so my little legs can't bear all that weight on them
My little
bones.
legs can do
You
it.
know, like I
Yeah,
got thighs for days, and that's a little too much for my little knees and my legs. And
yeah,
I'm like, girl, like my knees are telling me, girl, what the fuck are you
yeah.
doing?
I
Like
think
I
I'm
can't
pretty.
carry all of
I
that
think
junk.
I'm. It's more so my torso, which is I think for most people, but like my breasts is. Um, and like literally just like the belt. Like I'm gonna say the
No,
belts
you didn't.
area. It's not the belts area. It's like a well, I guess like a belt from like a chunky belt from like the early 2000s maybe. Um, but like I guess like my stomach and my love handle area, that whole like that whole perimeter or circumference, whatever the fuck. That's my problem areas. My breasts is, and then my stomach love handles. That's my problem area. That's where it's hardest to lose weight in. Um, but I think more so my breasts is my
Oh my god.
the
I
side.
forgot the word of the day from podcast. I can't even
Oh,
remember.
gynecomastia.
There you go. That
Yep.
thing.
So that's my problem area. And I'm gonna try to I don't know figure out ways to get rid of that stuff. Because not only my diet's gonna work, eventually I'm gonna have to work out,
Yeah, to tone your body up.
to tone it up.
Hmm.
But right now I'm just focusing on burning the fat, losing the
Doing it
inches,
up,
and then
tone it up.
after that I'll just it'll be like a quick shape up. I guess
Yeah.
quick. It'll be a little shape up.
So, aside from our eating habits, our activity levels that, we're making changes to, obviously in previous podcasts we've talked about our mental health, what we do to cope, et cetera, et cetera. But this time around too, I've lately just been self doing a lot of self-reflecting on myself, and it's difficult for me as a person to set boundaries, to cut people off, to say no. I'm really, honestly, it's very difficult because I'm pretty much a yes man when it comes to helping people, especially when I'm able to. Right now, I'm a little limited because obviously I'm still job searching, but for me recently, I think that there's just a lot of changes that have to happen there with
Yeah.
cutting certain people out of my life. Um, because when I step, when I step out of, the box, right, or the circle, however people want to refer to that, when you put yourself outside and look in, really, what are these people bringing into your life? And I'm not talking about financially or gifts or any shit like that. I'm talking about even mentally. Are they bringing in, or are they taking more than they're giving? And I started to really quickly realize that
Mhm.
this past weekend, literally. Um, and I realized, there's some people in my life that I thought were meant to be in my life forever, or, friends that I thought, I don't know, that they were my people, that they were somebody that I can really trust, or just really rely on because I felt comfortable around them. Um, I don't know if you all have ever had a person like this. And then I quickly realized maybe they're not. Maybe it's because that's all I've known, and I haven't like let myself out to others, and I'm not saying that everybody has to share their issues or anything with people, but that's kind of how I am because that's my therapy, and vice versa. Like, it's receptive, but it's also given,
Yep.
or it's reciprocated as well. So I have friends that, a lot of my girlfriends, they we we literally just, I don't know, like, rely on one another. We
Hmm.
we talk equally, mutually about our issues. Um and then there's certain issues that, like, when I go through something, there's always that one person that comes to your mind that you're like, I want to just pick up the phone and tell them what I'm going through, what just happened, whether it's good or bad. And sometimes you think that that is the person that, that's your person, like that's the first person, but then you quickly realize they're actually not, and it kind of sucks, but life is life, and sometimes these people have to be switched up. Um, I have really good friends. I'm surrounded by a really good support system. Obviously, Cisco's my best friend, but outside of family, I also have two wonderful ladies that are absolutely amazing and have done a lot for my family, like, me and my kids, and are easily there if I pick up the phone and call them. I have another friend who recently, he was going through a difficult time too, and we found that we've actually just kind of been helping one another, by just literally talking, just
Yeah.
listening, again, you know, venting to one another and praying for one another. And yeah, it's just so crazy how life just takes a quick turn.
Yeah.
And you quickly just realize, like, from 1 minute to the next, like, you know what, this person is not truly who I thought that they were. And
Yeah.
I mean, I just need to cut that person completely off from my life. Because it's sometimes just a waste of energy and time at this point.
Yeah.
There's no hard feelings, but I just it's pointless. Sometimes it's just pointless.
Yeah. I get that. On so many levels, I get that because I think we have a similar situation,
Yeah.
um, where it's like you're comfortable with this person and you feel like they're I'm kind of repeating you at this point, but
Yeah, no, it's
it's
fine.
just that you feel like going to them whenever something happens,
Yeah.
good, bad, whatever the case is, they're the first person that comes to mind.
Mhm.
um and it's sort of become a comfort.
Yeah.
But obviously, some things happen or certain little behaviors start to make you realize that maybe you're filling up their cup
Yeah.
but they're not filling yours.
Yeah. At one
And
point they were, and then
yeah,
it just stopped.
and then it just stopped for whatever reason. And I'm not gonna say that they completely stopped filling my cup. I'm using a metaphor here because I don't know how else to describe it. And I'm not good at talking about my feelings. I struggle there, but um but whatever, I mean, whether it's their own personal lives getting in the way or whatever the case is, maybe you're just not at the same frequency anymore.
Yeah.
um and sometimes it's just best to let it go its own
Part
way.
ways. Yeah.
um and for me, I feel like I constantly do that, not just with one person. I also tend to do this thing where I care more about how others feel. And I tend
Yeah.
to, again, going back to the metaphor, fill other people's glasses uh, without noticing that mine's not being filled.
Mhm.
Um, and maybe, yes, at a certain point, I should be like, hey guys, what about me? But I also feel like, there shouldn't have to be a question or like
Mm-mm. Where's the effort?
yeah, there shouldn't
The
have to
mutual
be
effort.
that you shouldn't have to ask for someone to be there for you in the
Yeah.
same ways or make an effort into your relationship. It should just automatically be done in the way that you do it for others, perhaps. Um, and then, you just have to take a look at those people around you and evaluate who's really going to be there for me, like I'm there for them, who's going to put the same effort um, into me as I would put into them, good or bad.
Mhm.
Um, and who isn't going to be there for you in those times of need or who isn't going
Yeah.
to be for you in those good times or bad times. And really just let life do its thing and separate yourself
Yeah.
from those people. I do have really good friends, mostly female. Oh, what's new? Um, Here in El Paso, we have friends elsewhere. I'm pretty sure that if they were here,
Mhm.
we'd be
It would be a
all
family.
strong. We'd be all a
Yeah.
family that's just kind of um what we're looking for. We're looking for people that can that
Yeah.
will become family, whether you're blood ties or not. um and here we have amazing friends that we see, obviously not every day, but when we do see them, it's like getting together with family.
Yeah.
And being able to talk to each other, and talk about our problems, talk about achievements or good things that are happening in our lives right now, just feel happy for each other, feel sad for each other, without it going to like a pitying place. But
Yeah.
it's great to have that kind of energy around, and that's what I think we both want to focus on,
Yeah.
relationships like that as opposed to relationships that we're kind of like, "God, this is really confusing. This is a
Yeah.
whole lot of effort that
Yeah,
it's kind
mixed
of overdoing
emotions,
it."
and it's like right now
Yeah,
we're trying to better our mental health, and
yeah.
that's not
We're
contributing
trying to
in
see a
any
clear
way.
path right
Yeah.
now, and we're not trying to go through unnecessary
Yeah.
obstacles. I think if it's way harder than it should be, because honestly, relationships, whether they're intimate, um, platonic, or whatever the case is, um, it shouldn't be an obstacle. I think a lot
Yeah.
of that stuff should come naturally. Of course, there needs to be effort, communication in all types of relationship. Uh, but it really just shouldn't be so difficult. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be so confusing all the time.
And you know what's so crazy? I just read, I think it was like yesterday. I can't like repeat verbatim what it said, but I read like this meme. Um, it was just I'm just gonna like say it the way I think it said it. Again, it's not verbatim, but it really stood out to me, and I was like, holy shit, this is so true. And it said something like, actually, no, wait, I think I saved it on my phone. I should look at it so that way I can tell you exactly what it said. Because I screenshotted it because I was like, wow, this really resonated with
Hmm.
me. Um,
The FBI is really on my For You page on TikTok because
it said, remember who checks on you when you get a little quiet. Those are your people. And that is so true because when I go quiet, there's definitely something wrong.
yeah.
Um,
The
I'm
bitch is
either,
loud.
yeah, I'm a very loud bitch. I'm a very talkative bitch.
Yep.
So if I go quiet, there's definitely something wrong. Um, it's usually me like distancing myself with when I become withdrawn. Um, there's something wrong, And so those people that are checking up on me when I go quiet like that, shout out to you all. You know who you are.
You're welcome.
Um, yeah,
Just
you
kidding.
obviously you're one of them.
I'm like, hello, are you dead? Are you alive? Because you can die, because that'd be kind of like that fucked up.
But yeah, that really just resonated with me. And actually going back to friendship, I've actually had quite a bit of friends, both female and male, throughout my life. And I'm talking about friendships that have lasted 20 years, maybe even more. But it just really sucks when, these all these years are thrown away over literally nothing,
Yeah.
or it's happened to me most recently where I was kind of blindsided by the situation, and I don't even talk to my friend anymore. And it's been I mean, this individual I was friends with for over 20 plus years. And I thought we were on a different path, but I guess not. I thought wrong. And it's so crazy because I'm telling you, you think that, man, these people have been like their family, their life
Mhm.
family, and it turns out, that I don't know. I guess I was wrong. But also I even have friends that used to actually be my neighbors, and here and there, obviously our lives are busy. We don't live in the same city or state. But we still check up on one another here and there, and I absolutely love them. They're a wonderful couple. And they just, trickle in here and there, vice versa,
Mhm.
just to check on them. Luckily, we have social media. We have each other on social media, so we kind of stay up to date like that with what's going on in our lives, new babies, new spouses, new not spouses, but like the kids. I meant the kids. Like kids, they're getting married or they have a relationship or these kids are graduating or, et cetera, et cetera. So that's great. And they too were like family,
Yep.
they really were.
I like those types of friends that you can go years without talking, but like once you guys get to catch up, that they're still friends, and it's kind of like time has passed.
Yeah.
Those
Mhm.
types of friends are really cool. You don't
Yeah.
have to talk to them every day. You guys understand that life is life, and it you know just happens.
Yeah, for
That's a
sure.
motto here, at this point. But I can think of a couple of friends easily that I met in middle school that I still have on social media, um, and I still hope the absolute best for them. I
Mhm.
I hope that they have great things coming into their lives. Um, and it's just it's great to be like you see some pictures and you're like, hey friend, how you doing? Oh my god, I hope you're doing well. And you
Mhm.
guys, catch up in some way, shape, or form. And it's not a lot of effort. It's
Yeah.
simply just
Well, that's
knowing
like
that
me.
these
Like
are,
a few weeks ago
yeah.
when I met up with one of my middle school friends. She was my best friend during middle school years. Entering high school, and then obviously I was a young parent, so I wasn't attending high school any longer. But we were really good friends. I mean, I lived with her here and there. I love her family. And it just literally, we again we're on social media, so we get to see one another. But we had drifted away because obviously I got married and life gets busy and we all part our ways.
Hmm.
But I actually, what led me to reach out is that I had a dream about her parents. And so I absolutely adore her parents. I forever grateful for them because they did a lot for me when I had my son. Like I said, I did live with them. And so I hope that they know, and I tell her this, I tell her, I hope her parents know how much they mean to me and how much I will forever be grateful for them. But I just reached out. I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna message her, see how she's doing, see how her family's doing. Because to me, it was a sign. I mean, how random was it that I dreamed of her parents? And it's been years since I had seen her.
Hmm.
I think we touched, well, after high school and everything, when we were adults, we used to party together for a couple of months. But then obviously I met my husband, and like I said, we parted ways. But I had hung out with her. I think the very last time was like in 2017. We just went out one day or one night. And that was it. And so thought I'd reach out, catch up. We did a little quick catch up on the phone, which was kind of fun and exciting because I hadn't talked to her in so long. And then we agreed to meet up to have dinner. And obviously you were there, so it was nice. It was like
Yeah.
nothing, like we didn't even miss out on anything. We
Like
just
no time passed.
no,
You guys are just talking so effortlessly, which is, I haven't gotten a chance to do that in years.
yeah,
Get together with those friends that are most memorable in my life, and I think they deserve a mention. So, I'm not going to mention their real names again. Privacy. Mention my real name. I'll just mention them by the nicknames I called them at the time, and still kind of resonate with them. So the first friend that I met in middle school, this is when I moved from a different area of El Paso to a whole new area. So I was the new kid in middle school. A whole new world. And I'm pretty sure
okay,
there's a
fine.
lot of new kids at the time. But I had just gotten there. I was kind of, I'm antisocial. That is the 50,000th time that I'm saying that.
Here it
And I
is.
was
He
like
means it.
super scared, just starting at this new middle school, not knowing anybody because I didn't go to the surrounding elementary schools. Um, and so when I got there, this girl, I called her Wazowski, and I can't remember if it was just because I don't know if it was because she liked the character Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc.,
Okay.
or if like for some reason I just like I don't know. I think I just called her Wazowski one time, and it just stuck for me. So I called her Wazowski. But literally my first day in that middle school, I think it was a class. Yeah, we were in class together, and she came up and she was like pretty much basically like, you're interesting, come have lunch with me and my friends. And like her confidence, I was just like, oh my god, every gay person has that female in their life, they're iconic, I want to be her.
So
And
funny.
so she just like had that confidence of like, I'm a
Hilarious.
bad bitch, like if someone like fucked with her, kind of like you, kind of like fucking me, I'll fuck you up. Like
Yeah.
she was just so
Except we
confident.
weren't. We're not.
We're not the same age,
Nowhere
no.
near the same
So we
age.
did not go to
So
school together.
if we did, oh
Yeah,
God,
that probably
God
would have been
bless
a little
that
crazy.
school. Yeah, there's a reason why we're not the same
Yeah,
age.
God said no. He was like, "Mm." I'm sending you later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went to go with I went to go hang out at lunch with her and her friends, and we all became friends. They were a good group, but she made me feel so welcomed on a day that I felt the most out of place. And until now, we still have each other on social media. When she posts something, very rarely, but sometimes I'll comment and be like, "Hey, hope you're doing well. Miss you," and vice versa. She'll do that sometimes here and there. And she has started her little family, and I have not started a family, but obviously my life has taken a different path, and that's just it. I have another friend that I refer to as little one. She started her own family as well. um And it's because she was just so tiny and little, but she was also like the same. She was a very confident girl. Like she didn't give a fuck about
That's so funny.
anything.
Literally, you describing your friends from middle school are literally like me.
Yeah, they're literally like
Literally me.
they're like you. Um,
So
and
funny,
so
little one.
yeah, I'll call her little one. Um, and she honestly, I think she had her kids around the same like age that you end up having your first. She has less kids than you do, but
She
kind of
understood the assignment. No, I'm
yeah.
kidding.
She like she was very
She
no matter
learned a
what she put an
lesson.
effort into being a mom, and she continued going to school and doing whatever she can to support her children and stuff like that, her family, and she's doing well. I hope she still continues to do well, the both of them, and then my other friend from middle school, we all went to the same middle school. My other best friend, we were best friends at the time, um, and I called her Boobs.
Oops. Oh my god.
We called each other boobs because she was like the right boob and I was like the left boob. We were just so close, so we called each other boobs. um,
Oh my
but
god.
yeah, our lives just went down separate paths.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, she was great. She was my best friend for a while up until high school. Like I said, everybody has their own lives, their own paths to go down, but I still wish the best for them and others, and I like that. Sometimes we can just message each other out of the blue and be like, "Hey, hope you're doing well. How you doing?" And catch up for a sec, and then you know,
And there's also that saying, like you're saying that, we hope that everyone's doing well. I'm the same way, even if I don't talk to the like certain people anymore. I don't in other words that people use, I don't fuck with them anymore. Just kidding. That's the slang or the lingo that these kids use nowadays. But
hmm
um I've also heard like a metaphor before too that says like I still want to see you eat, just not at my table.
yeah,
So literally, like that's me. Like I still wish you well. I hope the best for you. Um, but you're just not a part of my life,
yeah,
you know.
because
And
you just have to move on.
yeah.
It's a mature thing to do,
Hmm.
um, to just like, hey, you're not in my life anymore. I don't wish anything ill on you.
No,
Just you know,
even to the fuckers that deserve it, I still don't wish them bad. I really don't.
well, there are some people that I'm like, I hope you get
Oh my
chlamydia.
god. Oh my lord. No, I don't do that. But
Or like, I hope you get diarrhea in the most inconvenient time.
I hope you
There are some
shit
people. I'm not gonna
yourself.
pretend like I'm the nicest person on earth. There are some
Yeah.
people I'm like, yeah, I hope that you get diarrhea while you're getting married. While you're standing up there in front of your family and
Oh
friends,
my
that you
god.
just get the
That's freaking
shits.
hilarious.
Just kidding.
But
Sad.
yeah, that's pretty much what we mean by like enough is enough. Enough is enough with a lot of things in our life right now that we need to make all of these changes. This is just a season of change, literally, for
Yeah.
me specifically too. Like so many different changes in
Yeah.
my life right
I
now.
think a lot of things have happened very recently that have
Yeah.
put um a lot of our thoughts, a lot of our um ways into perspective.
Hmm.
Um and yeah, it's just kind of like it's a spring cleaning of the soul and the mind
Shit, I need a
and the damn body.
I'm cleaning up my fucking mentality too.
A
Back
deep
in the
clean.
day, what was it called? They used to do that fucking shit with your brain. I forgot what it's called. I think they used to like shock your brain. No, I'm serious. That used to be that used to be the therapy for the mentally ill.
Yeah, it's
Like
it's
a
called
lobotomy or some
no, not a
shit.
lobotomy. A
No,
lobotomy is when they put a needle into the corner of your eye.
never mind.
Okay.
I forgot. It's something with
And it pretty much just makes you like
isn't
again
it
like
wait, I need
okay.
to know what it's called. I thought it's something with an L too. I don't know why I thought of that
No,
word, but
it's something there.
they used to do that back in the day and then they
Yeah.
stopped.
I don't think that helped anybody. I think that was just a form of torture, really.
I mean,
I mean, I think hydrotherapy probably works. Um,
so I don't know if this is the one I'm talking about, but it says electroconvulsive therapy,
yeah.
ECT, is a psychiatric treatment that uses a mild electrical current to induce a brief seizure in the brain. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if it's that one because this one was like
Yeah, that's it.
it would like reset your
Because
fucking
they would
brain.
put certain things on your temple and then they would
Uh-huh.
shock you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But yeah, I'm not sure that's like the safest version of
yeah,
therapy.
I'm pretty sure it's not, but I'm just curious. Oh, fuck it.
And you're done.
I mean, yellow.
Cut her fucking
Wait,
mic. Cut her fucking mic.
no, in our fucking famous words, life's a risk, carnal.
Gorditas locas for life. But hopefully soon it'll be flaquitas locas for
Yeah,
life.
for sure. Oh my god, that just reminded me of something that I saw. It was like I think it was like Homer Simpson, and it was a meme, or I don't know what you call those things, whatever. But it was Homer Simpson, and then Marge is like serving him a meal, and it's like spaghetti, and she's like basically spells out with the spaghetti, and it says gordo puto because it says when you're mad at your husband but you still care or some shit like that. And I was like, oh damn, well my previous husband was not gordo, so it'd be
That'd probably be me.
flaco
Like
puto.
that'd probably be me. I'd probably be like, I'm still gonna cook for you, babe, but I'd probably do something like that.
Oh my god, it had me fucking dying, and I was like, damn, well mine wouldn't be gordo because
Or I'd probably like make
wasn't.
their least favorite food. Like, hey babe,
Oh,
I still
that's a
made you
good.
food because I didn't want you to go hungry,
That's a good
but it's something that they don't
one,
like, and they're gonna be like, wow,
bitch.
so you're mad, huh? Well, I just think that.
That's so funny. Oh my lord, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So
Prayers
funny.
for my future boyfriend, husband. Just kidding. I don't think I'm that bad. There's just yeah. I don't think I'm that bad in relationships. I'm not like a toxic person. I know some people would like to disagree. But
I was gonna say, oh well, don't do that for me because I'm not gonna be with anyone in the future. But I will tell you, I do believe, although that I've said in previous like podcasts that it's true. I I stick to what I said by, oh, I can't see myself with someone or like being in a relationship or anything like that. I still stand by that. But I will say that there may, like, and I truly believe this because I've almost been there before, where someone can come into your life and really change that.
yeah.
Like, it can be that one person. All it takes is that one person that comes in and you feel things that you've never felt. You it's insane. Like it's happened to me before.
Yeah.
That person obviously was not the right one, but um literally I was pretty shocked. Like what is going on with me at that time? This was a long time ago,
Yeah.
but I've been there before where I was like, "Oh hell no, I would never be in a relationship. I would never get married. I would never do this." But it takes just one person and yeah, that one
Yeah.
person can change your whole perspective.
And that's
Maybe not
going
here
to
in El
that.
Paso. I'll say that right now. Maybe not here in
Yeah.
El Paso. It's very difficult.
Can someone from Hawaii hit me up so I can move to Hawaii? Thanks. Um, if you ever hear this,
I've never been to Hawaii, so
emergency
I'm down
transmission.
too. No, I'm kidding.
Emergency transmission. Hawaiians. If you hear me, I also look Hawaiian.
Hmm.
Oh my god, when I went to Hawaii, they thought I was native.
Yeah, well, I can see
And there was
that.
a lot of other tourists who were like, "Oh, is this good here? Is this a good thing?" And I'm like, "Girl, I don't know. I'm from
I'm from Texas.
Texas. I'm staying in my lane. I don't know what happens here." By the way, El Paso, Texas is
We do
nothing
not talk like
like
that. I hate when
that.
people do that. When I first moved to California, oh my god,
We
people
are
were
more Mexican than
so
anything, but
fucking annoying. Like as soon as I started a new school, obviously I was quiet, and they're like, "Oh, you're from Texas? Howdy!" And I'm like,
what?
I am not a fucking cowgirl.
Hola
I'm not a
puta, what the hell?
fucking. I know. I'm like,
¿Qué
I'm like,
qué?
what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah,
That's how
we're
we talk.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
El Paso is predominantly Latino, um, and of course
But
other.
there's not a lot of people that speak like
No, there's not. We don't have Southern
with
accents
accents.
here. We're in we're
N-
we're
not
in the
even
South,
not even
but
Spanish accents. There's I think there's less people that have like
Well, in El
Spanish.
Paso, there is a mixture, but it's predominantly Latino. But there is a
Yeah.
mixture of a bunch of other cultures, races, stuff like that, because
Mhm.
we do have Fort Bliss here.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest army bases in the U.S. And so obviously with that comes a lot of different cultures, a lot
Thank
of different
God.
races and stuff like that. So we're a mixture here. We're definitely not a southern city.
Mm-mm.
Um, that's I feel like more so the outskirts of El Paso is kind of not even like that I would say, but there's more so like farm life, ranch
Oh yeah,
stuff
not
like
even
on the
here. They wouldn't
outskirts.
survive.
Yeah, on the outskirts of El Paso, like maybe further Socorro, San Eli,
And
maybe
towards like Las
yeah,
Cruces,
maybe Chaparral, but I mean Chaparral is mostly just desert
Vado,
stuff.
New Mexico.
Yeah, so it's like surrounding cities
Yeah.
of El Paso that
So a
are
lot of
kind of
people
like
have a
that.
misinterpretation or misconception of El Paso,
Yeah,
and
because I've seen
it's
some
really not
celebrities
like that.
fly in and they have cowboy hats, and we're like, "What are you doing?
Yeah. And if you really want to know how El Paso is and the ghetto-ness of El Paso
Just come
too,
to El Paso."
well,
Just kidding.
no, you can literally find
Fit
us on
Fam El
FitFam
Paso,
El Paso.
and just know the
I think it's actually
Ratchetry
called
and
the Real
the
FitFam or
Ratchetry.
something like that.
uh,
But you can see all
yeah, just that's
the good, the bad,
yeah.
the ugly,
El Paso. We
the
just
fucked up drivers.
like to
El
do that.
Paso.
I just like to do accents, and it's the first one that comes to mind because, like, yeah,
Yeah,
people think of Texas a lot that way.
I
Um,
know.
we're not like that. We're not Sandy the squirrel from SpongeBob. I promise. I don't know where she was from, but we're not.
I know. I
I
don't
don't know
know
where she was
either.
from, but oh, how, how did we get off track? what
Yeah, I
are
don't
we
know.
talking
Sorry, we do this all the time. Whatever. We warned them. We warned you all. It is what it is.
about? Oh, what were we talking
But
about?
anyway, this past weekend we had a blast. Friday got a little
Oh my god, my life is so hard.
too fucked up.
I party and then I like sleep for a little bit and then I have to party again. And then I come home and then I have to party again. And it's just
Literally,
so
Friday
hard.
was crazy.
Me complaining to people who have like kids and like live.
He's hilarious. We had a good time Friday. We celebrated my sister's birthday. So it was cool. We had a good time.
Mhm.
Saturday we stepped out of our comfort zone and went places that we hadn't been. Well, one of them we had been, but or I have been previously, but just hadn't been in years. Um, it did something I hadn't done in a while. That was extremely fun. Um, but the place we went to was
A
beautiful. It was
long
beautiful,
time, sister.
beautiful views of El
Oh, I
Paso.
just remembered what I was saying. But yeah, uh, I there was a place that we went to in downtown El Paso that I'm seriously considering having um my
Your
birthday
birthday
celebration
celebration.
at. We're gonna
Beautiful.
keep it. I'm like we're gonna keep it low key. It's like a very beautiful. Well, that's because for every year for my birthday, I am a birthday celebrator. I'm not one of those people who's like, I don't like my birthday. I really do like. I like to celebrate my birthday, and mostly just like it's a reason to party. And I
True.
think that's why it's not necessarily about me. I just like to
True.
party.
True.
So I like to try to throw big parties, but this time it's not gonna be a big party like I usually
Yeah.
do.
Okay.
Um,
We'll give you an
yeah,
update
I
then.
say that until I'm like
It's
being
2 months away, but we'll give you an update.
until like I'm about to jump off the balcony like Chow and Hangover 4. You motherfucker.
We're
Uh,
gonna have a hangover.
yeah,
We're gonna like no, what I mean by that is like a hangover moment from the
yeah. We're
movie.
gonna lose this
That's
too.
the type of fucking birthday celebration you're gonna have.
I might wake up with a Mike Tyson
And the
tattoo
good
on my
thing is
face.
that we can stay at that hotel. We don't have to like leave anywhere, so we'll be safe ish.
Yeah, we don't have to,
We just
but
can't
we
really
have
let
runners.
any. Fuck, we do. Well, fuck that. I ain't catching anybody.
I'm just
I ain't
gonna throw a
running after
bottle.
anybody.
It's fine. Um,
I ain't fucking running after anybody.
but I remember what I was saying before we got to talk about El Paso. um, but I was trying to say that the one thing I do want to try to put more effort to is um mingling with other people for a potential relationship. I'm still very on the fence about wanting to be in a
But
relationship
you
or
won't
not
know until
wanting
you
to.
try.
Yeah, and I won't
Gotta give it a try.
that's exactly the point. I won't know until
Yeah.
I try, put effort, and put myself out there. I mean, there are people that I could put more effort into and try to go that route, see how it goes. Or I can, put effort into meeting new people. getting to know someone and seeing where it goes from there. And then I feel like then I will know whether or not I am ready for a relationship at this point in my life. Um, I'm still pretty decently young, so I have time.
Yeah,
Unless I don't.
you do.
Final Destination. No, I'm just
Stop.
kidding. I haven't even seen the new one yet.
Well,
But
look what happened to those people that went. The fucking ceiling fell on them.
yeah, they went on a date and they died. Just kidding.
That was a sign, bitch. He ain't the one.
Is this a saying you shouldn't be in a relationship right now? If I see anything falling, I'm like, mm-mm.
You ain't the
Mm-mm.
one. Mm-mm,
Gotta
bye.
go. I don't know if it's after me or after you, but let's not find out.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I'm gonna decide to put myself out there a little bit more and make a little effort into seeing where things to go. And who knows, maybe this time next year I'll be married and with child.
So for
Just
our
kidding.
next, oh my god. So for our next episode, I kind of want to do something a little different ish. I actually want to do a Q&A, but with the audience, I think we should post something on like social media and ask them to just ask questions and we'll both
For
answer
sure.
them. Something like that.
You know, and for our friends that don't comment for some reason, yeah, we're calling you out right now. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Engage.
I'm
Ask us
probably just gonna
anything. There's
harass
nothing
you.
off limits, y'all. Nothing is off limits.
I am gonna harass you. You're gonna be hearing that song. I feel like somebody's watching me, and it's because I am. Because I'm gonna ask you for a question, and I'm gonna harass you until you give me a question. Since you're not commenting.
But yeah, I seriously want to do something like that.
Yeah, you.
So we're gonna be reaching out to friends and asking them to come up with questions
That
to
they want us
ask
to
us.
answer.
Again, nothing's off limits. So
Should we have a little guess?
I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about the person that completes Bia Bia
I think so.
because it's been way too motherfucking
Look,
long.
she's a little shy, but
She
we're
needs to
gonna
get
we're gonna
get some
have
drinks in
her.
her. She ain't gonna be shy.
hmm hmm
Mhm.
Well, that's because her drunk personality comes out. I can say her drunk personality's name because just kidding. Should I? I don't know. It's because I have names for I have names for our drunk personalities because they're very different.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, what's mine? I didn't know you had one for me.
Give me a second.
Oh
I need to
God.
remember.
Oh
I
Lord.
think I call you Giggles.
Oh yeah, I do laugh a lot when I'm buzzed.
Yeah.
That's how everybody knows how I'm fucking buzzed because I just start
I call you
like
Giggles because
laughing.
you're laughing no matter what.
Yeah.
Even when you're aggressive. Even when you get aggressive, like immediately after, you're like you like giggle for
Oh my
everything
God.
when you're
I
drunk.
know,
So I call you
literally.
Giggles. I call her Valentina. Um,
Because she gets
because
violent.
yeah, she gets
Very
a
violent.
little crazy. She's normally
Aggressive.
shy, quiet, but once she gets those drinks in her and
Mm-hmm.
Valentina
She's
comes
trying to
out,
fight a bitch.
she's a whole different girl.
She's trying to throw hands.
Whole different light. And
Yeah, for sure.
Valentina's a little ratchet. So yeah,
So,
but
bitch, if you're listening, you're gonna fucking join us on our next podcast.
yeah, we're gonna pull out Valentina.
Don't try to fucking make excuses because we know where you live. We'll roll up, and you
Yeah,
ain't gonna have an excuse.
I think my drunk personality is probably just gonna be Cisco because yeah, I don't have a creative name.
I don't know. When you're drunk, you're kind of funny. Well, you're always funny, but like
Okay, damn bitch.
you're just like no, because you're like,
When you're
oh
drunk, you're
fuck.
actually way more funny
You're
than you are
like,
sober.
I'm really fucking buzzed, and then you giggle, and then you're just tired. I guess I don't know, fucking sleepy. Well, no, because you knock out
I just
anyway.
call myself Aurora with
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, when I'm drunk, I get really tired, and I'm like,
Oh my god.
I fall asleep. Narcoleptic Nancy.
Oh my lord.
Narcoleptic sounds so bad, but that's what it is, right? A
Yeah.
sleeping disorder.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious. But yeah, so we'll try to see what we come up with.
Yeah, but that's our lifestyle changes for now, guys. Thank you for
For
listening
now.
in. Comment, motherfuckers, on some of your lifestyle changes or stuff that you want to change in your life, whether it's mentally, emotionally, in regards to relationships or to your
Physically and
health.
mentally. How does it go, that song? Physically,
Girl, I don't know. I'm not as
emotionally.
old as you.
I'll be like okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
I just remembered the song. I'm over here like I'm not as old as you, and then I'm like, oh. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna look
Anyway,
at that song right
you get the
now. But all right, you guys get the gist. Comment on your lifestyle changes or your intended lifestyle changes, and of course, if you guys want to leave your questions in advance, leave your questions in advance, and we'll be answering on the next episode. But that's it for tonight. Love you all.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.